Mr. M presents Adding Integers with Number Lines. Hi there. This is another video where I examine different strategies for my students to add integers together. One of the ways we can do that is using a number line. Let's start with an easy question. Positive 2 plus positive 4. This is really just another way of saying 2 plus 4, a question that you could have done when you were quite small. But how do we show it with the number line to prove it, and how can we use that number line with more complicated questions? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to always start at 0. Okay, that's where we always would start. Consider our questions always being like 0 plus 2 plus 4. Okay, we're always starting at 0 and then we're adding these two numbers to that. So I start at 0, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my first number. So I'm going to go from 0 to 2. Okay, so there I am, from 0 to 2. Then I'm going to add on my second integer. In this case, I'm going another 4 in a positive direction, and I wind up right here at positive 6. And that kind of makes sense, right? You guys saw that number coming. What have I done? I've drawn one arrow to show my first value. I've added a second arrow to show my second value, and wherever I end up, that's my answer. Pretty easy when you've got two positive numbers. Let's see what happens when you have different combinations. So here's one where I have a positive being added to a negative. Okay, so there are a slightly different combination here, but I use the same strategy. I always start at 0, and I'm going to go the distance of my first number, which is positive 4, right to there. Now my second number is negative 8. So rather than going 8 spaces forward in the same direction, I actually have to head backward in the other direction because I'm heading now in a negative direction. So I'm going to go back my original 4 spaces, and because it's 8, an additional 4 spaces backwards, and that's going to take me right here to negative 4. So I had two arrows, one to show the first value, one to show the second value. The direction is determined by what symbol it is. A positive direction is a positive symbol has me heading to the right, a negative symbol has me heading to the left. What about when I have two negative values? No difference. I start at 0, I head to my first negative value, negative 3, and then I'm adding another value of negative 4, so I'm going to travel negative 4 more spaces, and that's going to get me right here to negative 7. So in this case, both of my directions that I was heading in were negative. Just that simple with the number lines. A little bit time consuming to draw them maybe, but using the arrows is really pretty straightforward. So for a lot of students, they really like this strategy.